What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol UPST for Upstart Holdings. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, I need to let you know they gave us an earnings announcement after the bell today, so let's flip on the extended hours session and see what's going on with the number. And my goodness, is that a nasty candle or what? So certainly, or I shouldn't say certainly, but very, very likely, we will be opening on a gap down for tomorrow's session. Remember, a lot can happen between now and 9:30. However, what we're about to discuss is a general framework that we can use for trading gaps in either direction. So we want to know where the anticipated open is, as well as the anticipated overnight low. We'll turn this back off to declutter the chart, if you will, and then we'll take a look at this from the daily time frame chart perspective. So we had a couple levels mapped out here. For me, I was really watching this as the head and shoulders pattern, right? Shoulder one, head, and shoulder two. Never got the chance to short the breakdown of the neckline, right? I just, personally, I don't gamble with options through earnings. So again, good setup, but just not ideal in terms of timing. So no trade for me, at least in this one as of yet. So what we're watching for, though, scenario number one, whenever we're dealing with a gap, be it up or down, is the gap and trap. Basically what we do is watch for the open, fail to take out the overnight low, trade back higher through that opening print here, anticipated at 250.17, for the move back higher, right, to start to fill the gap up towards today's low of day. Now, am I saying that we get there all in one day? No, I'm not saying that, especially on a gap of this size, but that is ultimately the target up there at 307.20, today's low of day. What you'll notice, though, is we have a number of levels that will act as roadblocks. None of these really strike me as a half gap. Half gap would certainly be more like this, 280, but, overhead, we should at least pay attention to 262. Note that it was the prior low end of this little balance right here. The top end of that balance, which then acted as a break and retest here, strikes me as important as well at the 288.85, which again is before our ultimate target at the gap fill 307. So those are the numbers I would be watching out for to the upside if the move is higher on a failure to take out the overnight low, and if the move is lower, right? So the gap and go. This is the scenario where we go in the direction of the gap. Basically what that looks like is opening here, putting in either a bear flag, putting in some sort of bearish consolidation, could be a descending triangle. Basically a breakdown of the overnight low takes us into the next obvious level of support from the daily time frame. So let's find that together. What you'll note is that this kind of zone down here strikes me as the level to watch out for. It's kind of like, resistance, 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 kind of broke it, grinded on it, used it as support for quite some time, and then the leg up actually happened, right? So that's going to be at 214.36 on the breakdown of the overnight low. And again, these ranges are certainly acceptable and feasible given the size of the bodies of these candles, at least, that we've seen in the past, right? It wouldn't be unreasonable for Upstart to put in a candle that looks like that. That's kind of on par with the range that we saw today. And to the upside, the same exact thing kind of holds true. That's certainly feasible, right? That's kind of, less than the expected range. And even if we were to go, let's say, to this area here, it might be a little bit of a stretch. We haven't quite seen a range like that in Upstart, but who knows, maybe with earnings, maybe if we do see a ton of volume coming into this thing, it could be in store. So I think those are the appropriate numbers to be watching out for. You have the framework in place. We'll ultimately have to see at the bell tomorrow if it's a gap and go or a gap and trap. So that's going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.